Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get all my new videos when they come out. And also check me out over on Twitch, where I stream several different video games, including Red Dead Redemption, Spider-Man, and many more in the future. Give me a follow over on twitch.tv/Big D Geekdom 101. Thank you so much. Dragon Ball Super Broly was the first time that we saw Vegeta use the Super Saiyan God red-haired form in an animated format. Now, in Toyotaro's Dragon Ball Super manga, Vegeta did demonstrate his ability to use Super Saiyan God during the manga version of the Future Trunks arc. However, in the anime version, we never saw him use the red-haired form until the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Now, the question has been for quite some time, when and how did Vegeta achieve Super Saiyan God? And I feel like it's a question that is answered within the confines of the series itself, but still, I've seen some fans wonder about this and wonder why hasn't Vegeta used it until now, and why and how did he get it? And the answer is quite simple, but before I give you the answer, I want to debunk a theory that's been going around now for a couple years that some people apparently believe, and that is the idea that in the Battle of Gods events, whether it be the movie, the manga, or the TV series version, when the Saiyans were all gathered together to do the ritual so Goku can achieve the Super Saiyan God form, that at some point during that ritual, the God powers somehow, through the holding of hands, leaked into Vegeta, or somehow he was able to absorb some of the God power, and that's how he was able to do it. But that's complete and utter nonsense for various reasons. Number one, there's no hint whatsoever of any of this happening at all. There's never any clues, even remotely. There's never any statements made by any characters, including Vegeta, or any people who have worked on Dragon Ball Super, or the staff members, or Toriyama, that this is how it happened. It's purely just fan-made fiction. This is not how it happened. The answer is actually within Dragon Ball Super itself. But I want to take you back to a time before Dragon Ball Super was even on the air, and that is to the time when all we had was Battle of Gods, the movie, and Resurrection F, the movie. Well, in Battle of Gods, at the end of the film, Vegeta remarks that next time he wants to be the Super Saiyan God instead of Goku. Now, when this movie first came out, many of us thought that that meant that the only way to tap into Super Saiyan God is by doing the ritual, and thus at some point off screen they did the ritual again so Vegeta can tap into that power. But that is not the case, as we were to find out later on. In Resurrection F, Toriyama came up with a brand new transformation called SSGSS, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Later on it would be called Super Saiyan Blue, but both names still apply. And that transformation was given to, of course, Goku for his fight with Frieza. But at the end of the film, Vegeta also reveals that he is indeed a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, aka Super Saiyan Blue. And actually, earlier in the movie, we see Goku and Vegeta training with Whis, so we know that some time has passed between Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, and during that time, Vegeta and Goku had been training with the Grandmaster Whis. That being said, when Vegeta became Super Saiyan Blue against Frieza in the movie, that was purely done to be a shocker. Even though it seems like it was so long ago, it was 3 years ago, and we've seen blue-haired Vegeta so many times since then, Toriyama intended that to be a big surprise so that the fans would be happy that Vegeta was able to reach the form that Goku reached, to reach Goku's equivalent in power. And it certainly was a pleasant surprise when it happened. Even though I still think that Vegeta should have been the one to kill Frieza in that movie. But hey, we've talked about that a million times, right? Let's get back to the topic at hand. So, with Vegeta being able to use Super Saiyan Blue, which we knew was basically Super Saiyan God with the power of a Super Saiyan. That is what they told us in the movie. It's an upgraded version of Super Saiyan God. We knew that at some point Vegeta either skipped Super Saiyan God and went right to Blue, or at the very least got the Super Saiyan God off screen and learned how to use his God Ki to become Super Saiyan Blue, because Super Saiyan Blue uses God Ki. That's what the form is. It's just an enhanced version of Super Saiyan God. Well, the truth is that Vegeta did learn to use Super Saiyan God before he learned to use Super Saiyan Blue, and the reason why he was using Blue throughout the majority of Dragon Ball Super and not God is because there was no need for him to use God in his own mind, because Blue is a better form. I've already gone into extensive detail on this several times, and I know there's probably some person out there who still in their mind thinks that red is stronger than blue, even though the series has explained numerous times that blue is faster and stronger. That's another one I heard. We've done several videos on this, including one called Explaining Super Saiyan God Forms, where I go into detail with statements from the series about what these forms actually are. No matter which way you slice it, if you pay attention, the series tells you that blue is better than God in every single way. Now, that being said, when did Vegeta learn Super Saiyan God and how did it happen? Well, the Dragon Ball Super anime tells us point blank how it happened. In the episodes following the Battle of Gods arc, but before the Resurrection F arc, the in-between episodes, which technically do count as being part of the Resurrection F arc, but they weren't part of the Resurrection F story that was in the movie. And I'm talking about specifically Dragon Ball Super episodes 15 through 18. So if you want to cross-reference this, be my guest. But anyways, in these episodes, once again, Vegeta became obsessed with surpassing, or at least getting equal to the power of Goku, and thus he wants Whis to train him. We have these kind of funny moments where Vegeta is trying to show Whis some delicious food from Earth to try to convince him to train him, and then it ends up being a big gag because he creates these ramen noodles, these instant ramen noodles, and Whis accepts Vegeta as his student because of how delicious they are. And then what happens is he goes with Whis to Beerus' planet to train while Beerus sleeps for 6 months. So 6 months passed and Vegeta was there training with Whis. This is when Vegeta turned Super Saiyan God. Yes, it was off screen. Yes, it wasn't explicitly stated, but Vegeta at this point, without question, had learned God Ki, and shortly after that, figured out how to tap into Super Saiyan Blue. In fact, later on, Goku goes with Whis after the 6 months, and Goku actually states that Vegeta has gotten so much stronger that he may have surpassed him. So the idea that Vegeta has surpassed Goku by training with Whis is another statement that tells you that he has to have figured out God Ki, and thus if he did figure out God Ki, he has to have learned Super Saiyan God. And the proof is in the pudding. So how did Vegeta become a Super Saiyan God? He learned it on his own. In fact, Goku also states this. He states that Vegeta figured it out on his own, which again makes Vegeta a brilliant fighter because he was able to do God Ki, learn how to fight at a higher level than Goku, or a higher level than he ever has before, by training with Whis on Beerus' planet and not having to use the ritual. And the proof is in the pudding, not just in the Toyotaro manga, which Toriyama does help him with from time to time, but also in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie when we see Vegeta using Super Saiyan God. And obviously Vegeta used it in the movie because, well, without going into spoilers, Broly, when he fought Vegeta, was not quite at the level that Vegeta needed to go blue. Of course, as the film progressed, he did get stronger, but that's why Vegeta was kind of taking it easy on him, because he didn't need to go blue, even though he had gone blue in the series and also went blue evolution. Now, if your question is, why didn't Vegeta tap into Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, the form that he used in the Tournament of Power against Broly? Well, the best answer I can give you is, and this has actually been revealed, is that Super Saiyan Blue Evolution is an anime-exclusive form that Toei Animation came up with. Now, it's not the first time they've done this. Obviously, Super Saiyan 4 is probably the most famous creation from Toei and the artist Nakatsuru, not Toriyama, in the anime. But we don't see Blue Evolution in the manga at all, and Toyotaro has other things like Full Power Blue and stuff that I'll get into in a different video. But the easiest answer is that because Dragon Ball Super Broly was adapted from a script that was written directly by Toriyama, Toriyama himself is probably unaware or doesn't care about Blue Evolution and thus decided not to include it in the film. That's the best answer that I have for you as to why it wasn't in the movie. Now, there actually is evidence to this because there have been revealed character sheets that show Super Saiyan Blue for the anime, and none of them were based on an original Toriyama drawing. Like, Toriyama did not create this form like he did the previous forms and submit it to Toei Animation. It was created by Toei Animation. So does that mean the form is, you know, quote, non-canon? I don't think so. It's just not something that Toriyama himself had really come up with. But the same thing goes for characters like Kale, who were in the manga. See what I'm saying? Toei Animation and Toyotaro, they come up with stuff with Toriyama. Now, this is no longer just Toriyama's project. There are numerous people working on Dragon Ball, and a lot of them have their own ideas. And because of that, you have stuff that only appears in the manga and only appears in the anime. That's just how things are nowadays with Dragon Ball. It is not how it used to be during the original run of the manga and Dragon Ball Z, or even GT. So, anyways, thanks for watching the video. I hope now we can put to rest how Vegeta became Super Saiyan God. The answer is right there in the series. It's very simple. Whis himself talks about how much of a genius Vegeta is, and even Beerus talks about how smart he is and how great of a fighter he is. So, there you go. He did it off screen, and that is the answer. There's no mysterious power swapping during the ritual or any of that stuff. It was just Vegeta learned it just by training with Whis, because Whis is that damn good. If you're a Vegeta fan and you like this video, you gotta check out my other videos on Vegeta I've done, because they're really, really good. I'm very proud of them. We went really deep with Vegeta's character in previous videos and his different forms. So I'm gonna show you those videos right now.